Well, hello, this is Canterbury. Hi, I'm Warren Brand and welcome to another Linleys video. My wife and I have a few days here and intend to explore the edges, corners and all about the ancient city of Canterbury. Starting here at the impressive West Gate, a 60-foot high medieval gatehouse, it's one of the several on the old walls around the city and the largest surviving city gate in England. Along the River Stour here are the Westgate Gardens, not at their best at this time of year but still lovely to walk through alongside the water. Canterbury is in Kent, about 60 miles east of London, south of the Thames estuary. The weather's not great, but it's winter time and we're wrapped up and happy to wander around. Exactly through here, as marked by the modern stones, is the original course of Watling Street, the Roman road linking key places including Dover with London and all the way to the Midlands. This modern road bridge over the Stour caters for thousands of heavy vehicles each day, whereas the old Roman bridge that was once here, long gone now, just had to cope with leather boots on folk walking and horse and carts. It's nice that the local council has taken the trouble to provide some info boards to look at along the way. Unfortunately, the castle is completely smothered in a mesh of metal. There are plans to transform the area, but currently, well, there's not much to see. Walking along part of the old wall, I've dived off to the side to visit Canterbury East Railway Station, built in 1860 as part of the Dover branch of the Chatham Main Line. Trains run up to London Victoria. This signal box is long out of use but is retained as a piece of Grade 2 listed railway heritage. You might be interested to know that Canterbury is credited with having the first scheduled commercial passenger railway service in the world way back in 1830, and also where the first ever railway travel season ticket was issued. The original walls around Canterbury date back to the Roman period, but the original walls fell into disrepair by the 12th century. Facing threats from invaders during the 100 Years' War, the walls were substantially rebuilt in the late 1300s, and these are what we see here today. Back in the centre of the city, let's explore some of the old streets, check out some of the shops, bars and markets.
When we finally say goodnight, how you hate going out in the storm. But if you really hold me tight, we're still flying.
This is Butchery Lane, and these days have these lovely shops crammed with things you'd expect in a lovely city like this, but back in ancient times there were grim and bloody activities going on in several premises along here. Cattle were herded in at one end, slaughtered, and the meat carted off down the other end. Blood ran through the street. Grim indeed. This museum is well worth a visit, and the information boards explain lots of the history about the cathedral and other places around the city. The mighty Canterbury Cathedral is here, and what a fine building indeed. As one of the oldest Christian structures in England, it's seen many phases of change, rebuilding and expansion. The site was founded in the year 597, but was then completely rebuilt in the late 11th century. The fine Gothic stonework dates back to the late 12th century after further rebuilding following a massive fire. We'll return later and visit inside for a pre-Christmas service. Oh yes, it goes without saying, if you follow my channel, that I do rather like popping into pubs to try out different dark real ales. We've taken a short car ride out to the north coast of Kent, and here is Reculver. This location was identified by the Romans as a key strategic point. The coastline was slightly different then, with the Isle of Thanet had a waterway dividing the land off from the mainland of Kent. The Wanston was an ancient waterway, but is now all silted up. These two towers are the last remaining features of the Roman fort, which once held a strategic stronghold here. Coastal erosion continues to threaten the site. My wife and I can't resist stepping out onto the beach while the tide is out and then wandering along the coast clifftop path for a while. Back in the city, the evening is approaching and we have the chance to visit inside the cathedral. It's not appropriate to film during the service, of course, but I do take a few photos around afterwards. There's not much left of St George's Church here, but Christopher Marlowe was baptised here in 1564. Although the weather is not great this evening, it's nice to wander and see the lovely lights in the shops, bars and restaurants around the city. Well, that's been Canterbury. As a concluding thought, I have to say that I've really enjoyed my few days here staying in Canterbury. This few minutes of a video can't really present the atmosphere about the place. I certainly recommend Canterbury as a base for a trip to Kent or just as a city break. I hope you've enjoyed following along with us. Thanks for watching and bye for now.